Okay, for this section, we're going to look at quartiles, okay? And so what this does is quartiles, just like quarters in a dollar, it is going to divide our data set into roughly 4 equal sized chunks, okay? Meaning that we have roughly the same number of data points in each section, okay? So the first quartile, denoted Q1, is what separates the bottom 25% from the rest of the data, which would be the upper 75%. Quartile 2 is going to separate the bottom 50% from the upper, or exactly in half. This is the median, okay? Because the median is right there in the middle. And then the third quartile, denoted Q3, is the bottom 75% and then the upper 25%, okay? Now, when they go through and do this, they talk about doing a 0.25 times the number of data points, stuff like that. I'm going to show you a slightly different way to do this, and it accomplishes the same goal. Now, with this, you are going to want to make sure that you put your data set in order from least to greatest, okay? Because it does start with the median, which we already know has to be in order from least to greatest. So we're going to take a look at number 2, okay? We're just going to look at the first part of number 2. We're into the other parts here in just a little bit, okay? In one of the other videos. So we're going to take a look at number 2. And the first thing that we're going to do with that data set is we're going to get that data set in order, which I have already done. Okay, so here's our data set that we have here. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start by finding the median, okay? So I'm going to work my way towards the center here. Okay, so it's going to be right here between these two, okay? So I'm going to do 5 plus 6 divided by 2 is going to be 5.5, okay? So my median is going to actually split the difference right between these two, and that is Q2, which is also my median, okay? So now, in order to find Q1, you're now going to find the median of everything below. So you're basically going to ignore the upper half of this data set, and we're only going to focus on this chunk down here. And again, I'm going to work my way towards center. And so it would be right here between these two. So that's going to be 4 plus 4 divided by 2, which is 4. But that is Q1 right there, okay? It actually hits right between them. And then we're going to find Q3. We're going to do the exact same process, but on the upper side of stuff, okay? So we're going to work our way towards center over here. Sorry, got lost. 15, 6, 6, 11, 6, 15. And it's between these two. So I've got 8 plus 8 divided by 2, which is 8. But my Q3 hits just above that. Now, the concept here is that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data points in this one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and 6 up there, okay? So the concept is I've taken this data set and I've chunked it up into 4 equal groupings of data points when this processes, okay? Okay. Now, you can use the calculator to do this, and it's in the same spot that we've been working with, which is you're going to put your data set in L1. Again, you don't have to put them in order. And then when you go and do your 1 bar stats, and it comes up and you have this X bar, there's like a total DX, total X. We have SX, which was our sample standard deviation, sigma X, which is population. There's an N that tells you how many data points there were. There's a minimum, and then it says Q1. That is your first quartile value. Median is the median. MED is median. That is your Q2. Q3 is actually listed as Q3, and that is your third quartile. And then we'll also give you your max value, okay? Now, we'll be using some of these values a little bit later on when we do this, okay? So kind of similar to what you saw on my board, okay, that I was doing stuff. If you have, this is, for example, the rainfall data in Los Angeles, we're basically roughing this out into where each one of them hits. So if there are, let's see, 1, 2, I'm gonna guess maybe this was over the past, I don't know, 4 years or so. It looks to be about 11 or 12 data points up here. It was a little bit easier to count the dots up here. So what they're basically saying is between 0 and whatever this value is, which looks to be a little less than 1, there is about 25% or 25% of my data. Between this one and this mark that's looks like it's about 3, there's another 25% of my data. Between this 3 and 5-ish, maybe a little less than 5, is another 25%. And then we have our final 25%, which is this group up here. Okay.